Sorry about that. I'm just trying to figure out how to switch the camera, and I accidentally hit the stop record. So I just want to switch it to my face since none of you have seen my face for a long time. So yeah, the Switch has been out for 8 years, so I just want to talk my thoughts on what it was like having it for over 8 years since its launch. We'll start with the good. It was cool in the beginning. The first experience of unboxing it. But then I'll get on to the negative of what it was also like having at launch. I had no games. I only had enough for the system itself. There was no games for it. I had no games. I only had enough to get the system itself, so that was the bad side about it. I had a console with no games. So it really sucked. Now the good, like I said, there's gonna be between good and bad about having this console. What were my goods about? I had fun collecting it for years. The bad, I went through one of my controllers that I think it was the left Joy-Con, the joystick was having some issues, but this didn't start until about a few years later. So the joystick had some issues, and also one of the buttons were starting to get jammed. Another thing at launch, the battery sucked on this console. When I finally did get my game for the Switch, it sucked. The battery drained up so fast in portable mode. I couldn't able to play anything for more than 5 or 10 minutes, and the thing was like halfway dead. When it was playing Zelda, when I was playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in portable, it died on me. It was like halfway dead, and I couldn't even play it anymore, and I had to wait until I get home to charge it back up. So, Zelda, I did actually get one game, but it didn't arrive until a week later. So I did forget to mention that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came a week later, because when I bought the system, I did not get it with the system. I had to buy a game to keep myself something busy. So I did buy one game at launch because I had nothing to play on it. So it really was just terrible. So I had fun with 2 games I had for a while, and then eventually I started getting more games, picking them up. So I had my goods and bads with the Switch. I had to take it in for repairs because I had a problem with the card. It wasn't able to read the games, so I had to send my Switch in for repair, and then I was able to play the games. So I did have some goods and bads with it, and some issues. Didn't have really any problems with the docking. I did buy a few Joy-Cons, and I should mention, also did get me a Pro controller, which I'll use this a lot more than the Joy-Cons because I don't rarely play in portable. So, yeah. And yes, my Switch is on. So, like I said, this is going to be split up in 3 parts. I was originally just going to have it in maybe one whole thing, but he won't let me switch the camera for some reason. So, but I figure I would show my face since I haven't done this for years. I know I've been voiding my face for years ago and just focus only on the games. So I know some of you haven't seen my face for years. So here it is. 15 years later. So, yeah, so they had some issues with the controllers. So I bought some new Joy-Cons, backup ones. And then I got me a Pro controller, and I've been using that ever since. I haven't touched any of my Joy-Con controllers for a long time. But my only bad experience with it was having one of the buttons getting jammed. Another is I also noticed the lights weren't turning on. So, and I think it was one of the Joy-Cons that was starting to go out. So,